You ever feel like you're trapped between the Red Sea in front of you and the Egyptian army behind you? Metaphorically, of course. Perhaps it's a sea of stress over inflation, gas prices, job insecurity. And behind you, there's an army waiting to destroy you, an army of hopelessness, an army of fear, an army of anxiety, perhaps even an army of indecision. You wonder if you were wrong when you thought you heard the voice of God. Were you mistaken? Were you fooled? God, let me come to encourage you today, fellow wanderers in life, heading for the promised land. But in my case, the Red Sea and Egyptian army weren't metaphorical. I am Miriam. I followed my brother Moses toward the promised land. And I know all too well when it feels like you're in a hopeless situation, to be trapped between the actual Red Sea and 600 Egyptian soldiers behind us. Let me show you what it was like to be camped between the Red Sea and the Egyptian army. Ah, the sweet air of freedom. Lord, I thought I would never live to breathe free air. But there's a stench to it, the stench of fear and unbelief and doubt. There my fellow Israelites go again, whining to my brother. Were there not enough graves in Egypt? You had to bring us out to the desert to die? What whiners, what complainers, what ingrates. But I dare not look too closely, or I may see a mirror of myself among those complainers. I have to admit, a little part of me wants to chime in. Was this all a trick? Was Moses a charlatan after all? Were Aaron and me tricked when we thought Moses had changed? After all, we were fooled by him once before, when we thought God would use him in Pharaoh's palace. After all, what else could have explained my baby brother, instead of being murdered by the Egyptians, being adopted by them? But then he ran away. A cowardly murderer, abandoning us for 40 years. Are we going to die out here? Are we going to die today? But I know that little voice is a pathetic liar, and I know how to overcome those puny little lies with the roar of God's truth. God chose Moses as a baby. I remember carrying him in the basket with my little childlike faith. I struggled when Moses was gone those 40 years, but I still believed. God has transformed my brother. The puny lies are demolished by these truths. God transformed Moses and Aaron. God performed miracle after miracle on our behalf, including having the death angel kill every firstborn Egyptian and pass over us. I won't listen to the puny lies. I won't be deceived by my lying eyes, and I won't be fooled by Satan's pitiful disguise. I see it! God has parted the Red Sea, and here we go walking through on dry land. The Egyptians are hot on our heels, and the people are terrified. But I know God didn't bring us this far to let the Egyptians catch us. Yes! released the waters of the Red Sea, and the entire Egyptian army is engulfed in water. Moses is singing a song of praise. Yes, come on, my fellow women. Let us all sing unto the Lord. I remember that day so well. I didn't make it to the promised land, but from heaven, the ultimate promised land, I was able to witness God rescuing my people again and again. So remember this, my fellow wanderers. When it seems like you are encamped between the Red Sea and the Egyptian army, and Satan tries his pitiful lies, say this to your Red Sea and enemy army. I won't listen to the puny lies. I won't be deceived by my lying eyes. And I won't be fooled by Satan's pitiful disguise. And let God's glorious roar of truth drown out the lies. Remember, for the Lord God is my strength and my song, and he has become my salvation.